Okay, and we're starting. Number two, podcast number two, having Rabbi Tal. How you doing?
I'm doing great.
So I joined Mital Hashemayim, or it's now Midrash David, about, I want to say last Pesach, so about a year ago. And it's been an incredible experience so far. And I've learned a lot about, the Sephardi culture. Obviously, I grew up Chabad, so I didn't have so much of that, Sephardi side of things. I didn't really understand a lot of these things, and I've learned a crazy amount. I've learned so much, and I think it's important because today, with the Ashkenazim, they don't really understand so much of the both sides. They have a lot more of the Ashkenazi side, and they don't really understand the Sephardi side, which is a very big part of Judaism, of course.
Right.
And I think, so it's important for us to maybe give a small educating session, a little episode, kind of giving people a little understanding about the Sephardi world, and also speaking about the incredible yeshiva that you have.
Okay. Thank you, my dear student, for this great opportunity to have me here on this special podcast. It's much appreciated. So, I would like to say that my goal is not to educate Ashkenazi brothers.
Of course.
But it's more to educate ourselves. We need to have this awareness of who we are. And that is my goal. In Israel, it's less of a problem because there's many Sephardim. I don't know, half, 40%, 50%, close to that. But here, there's not many Sephardim. And if they are Sephardim, they really in their group, like one place, like in Brooklyn, Monsey, for the Bukharians, the Syrians. In this neighborhood, it's more like open for everyone, including Ashkenazim. Yeah. I'm also half Ashkenazi, don't forget that.
Of course.
Right? So I love them both.
Of course.
There's nobody to hate, and nobody's perfect.
Of course.
Like all the jokes we say about it, whoever's half-half. And I think that we don't know enough about our culture, our books. And that's what I'm doing. I'm not here to reach out or to explain myself to Ashkenazim. They're very proud about their tradition, Rabbi Akiva and all the great rabbis they have. If it's Chabad, the Rabbi Lubavitch, of course, that we highly respect, of course. But we're talking about our own rabbis from our countries that not many people know about. For instance, the book that we use constantly, and it's equal to Rabbi Akiva, I'm using the words of our great teacher, Rabbi Meir Mazuz, is Mishmerot Kuna. It's a fascinating book. It's a wonderful book. It goes deep into many concepts and many ideas in the Talmud, and we really try to learn it every day. That's just one idea. And, for us, it's important that we stick to our tradition and our rabbis and also learn about others. Of course, we're not saying this is one group that we should learn, but I'm just saying, hey, we should also be aware that we have our beautiful culture and tradition and rabbis that there are great poskim, L.L.B, Shulchan Gavoa. There's so many out there from different countries, from Egypt, from Baghdad, from Tunisia. So that's my main goal is to teach my students that when they grow up, when they become rabbis in different communities or other places, they should know, hey, we also have a rich tradition for ourselves and also to share with others.
Yeah, and I think there's been this huge, so I want to get your opinion on this. Obviously, so at some point, there was no such thing as Sephardi, there was no such thing as Ashkenazi. We were all one nation.
Correct.
Until we were kicked out by the many different nations, allowed to come back, and then we were kicked out again and again. Eventually, we were completely exiled.
Yeah.
And when obviously over the years, now there was this Sephardi, and Ashkenazi was now a new concept. But there was always these Jews elsewhere, not in Sfarad, not in Spain. So how did that influence from, I'm just trying to give a little idea of what Sephardi, because I think it's a crazy amount of Ashkenazim don't know anything. And then I want to get more deep into like what the Sephardi Nagim, the culture, the traditions are. I think, where do you think became the moment of where the Mizrahim meaning people living in North Africa, Egypt, Tunisia, Algeria, Morocco, and in Iraq and all those countries. I guess Afghanistan would also be counted in that. Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah. And they all, when did it happen where they were now influenced by this culture, and when were they enveloped into this umbrella of Sephardi?
So it really started from the very beginning of the Rishonim. Let's say, of course, in the Talmud, there's no Ashkenazi Sephardi over there, right? There's all the rabbis that lived in Babylonia and the rabbis that lived in Yerushalayim. That's the Talmud Yerushalmi, collected and combined by Rabbi Yochanan. And then we have the Talmud Bavli, of course, and Rabbi Nabel and Rav Rashe. That's they organize everything, put them all things together. And then you have the Geonim and the Rishonim. So more or less it started from the time of the Rishonim. Like the Rambam, the Maimonides is a Sephardi, and you have Rashi, that's Ashkenazi, that's from Ashkenaz, and that's more or less where it started. But I would like to say that the big difference that we have between those two cultures is like, who do we follow? The Sephardim follow the Shulchan Aruch, and the Ashkenazim follow the Ramah. And that's mainly the difference between Ashkenazim and Sephardim and Halacha. Okay, that's the main thing. Now, the way of learning, we hold that there's of course many ways of learning Gemara.
Of course.
But we stick to the tradition that Ashkenazi rabbis also learned.
Yeah.
The way they learned, we also do the same thing. Like we assume that Rabbi Akiva Eiger learned the way we are learning, okay, or any other Gadol, 200, 250 years ago, 300 years ago. One is like page after page learning, trying to understand what it says, with the Marsha, with the Mefarshim, the explanations and the commentators and everything. Like, and that's where we basically see another, if you can call it that way, another difference between Ashkenazim and Sephardim in the last 200 years. The style of learning, but that's nothing to do with Ashkenazim and Sephardim. Some people call it the Shitat Sephardim. That's not really Shitat Sephardim. It's the Shitat that everyone is supposed to learn, and that's how fathers. That's how they learned. And for the last few years, last 200 years, it changed. It changed for multiple reasons. One of them is because the Haskalah, they were trying to show that also in the Torah there is a sophisticated and complicated way of like learning and like analyzing every single thing. And what happens is that you don't learn many pages, and you're lacking a lot of information, a lot of pages that you're supposed to learn. And that's why we are saying, hey, no, we want to learn that in the way that our fathers learn, and following that tradition. But that's less about Ashkenazim Sephardim. As you can see in Yeshiva, it's a mixture. It's Ashkenazim, it's a mix. Ashkenazim Sephardim, everyone is welcome. Hasidim, we have also Hasidim here, yeah. But the main idea in Yeshiva is to be like more a personal relationship, like to build the boy, that one-on-one, and make them come with simcha. There's a lot of simcha and sometimes too much simcha. Yeah, it's good, and also to learn well and to review and to prepare, and make sure that they're getting all the tools to use for the future to become a Talmid Chacham, and to have a good experience. And that's the goal of
that's
the
the end
yeshiva.
goal.
That's the end goal of the yeshiva eventually.
Yeah, meaning, so more to say, like, so on my list of different subjects that I had pre-prepared, I was thinking, so we have to talk about the yeshiva, but what about the yeshiva is so special, I'm thinking, right? And so I'm going, well, I mean, there's many things. We have all these incredible, chaverim, we have all these incredible bachurim, but, I think the most important thing of the yeshiva, definitely, or I'd say one of the most important things, is disconnecting the deep, very important culture and traditions, minhagim, of different various Jews, and separating that from the very important ways of learning. I'm someone who, I've been to different yeshivot in Chabad yeshivot. And I know many who go to many other yeshivot, and they go through a lot of Gemara very fast without really learning any of it. And in 10 years' time, when they're asked at a Shabbos table by their son if they know about something in the Gemara, they're not going to know what they're saying. They're not,
Right, right. So that's our goal. Our goal is not to have a teacher forever, or not to use Schottenstein, Steinsaltz. Nothing bad about those things. It's wonderful, but really to be able to open a Gemara and to read it and to understand it and keep going, reading more and more and more. And it's not only about the Gemara, but it's also so many books out there. Shutim. When in B'ezras Hashem you become a posek, you have to open a questions and answers books, Shutim, what we call. And once you get once you are like embarking on this journey, right? And you're learning the style, and once you know how to learn Talmud, the Gemara, everything becomes easier for you because you can open other books and can understand it. There's like because most of the books are using the Talmud language.
Yeah.
So, but not only to understand, but also to understand in depth, and that's the goal. Yeah, eventually.
Mm. How do you think? I mean, I'm sure you've lived in multiple countries. You were born in England. You didn't so much grow up there.
No, I was born.
You're just this little
raised in Israel.
child.
Yeah, I'm Israeli.
Yeah. You're Israeli through and through.
The only thing I can use as a British is my passport. I was
Nothing
born.
else.
I'm not British.
Yeah.
But I have some cousins there. I go visit from time to time, but not more than that. I'm Israeli.
Yeah.
And I'm proud to be Israeli.
Of course.
Nothing against British people. They're wonderful people, very polite.
Yeah.
But it's not. I don't feel that I have any connection in terms of the culture.
Yeah. It's a very different culture to what you see in
Israel. Different culture. Israel. I mean, when I first moved to Israel, I was shocked. But then I got from the culture because Israelis are very chutzpahdik. They are sometimes straightforward. And like London is where I grew up is like everything is polite. Everything tea, coffee, please, all this stuff. But I got used to it, and now that's why I think I can consider myself very Israeli. Yeah.
I was actually just talking about the chutzpahdik that some of these guys have.
Yeah.
It's the chutzpah, which is, it's very interesting. I was talking to Yitzhi over here, right off camera, but we were speaking about how in Israel you don't have that fear where you have it in the U.S., where if you are have road rage with someone, you see someone on the street and you're beeping at them and you got this whole fight. You're worried this guy's gonna walk out, chas v'shalom, with a gun.
Yeah, in the United States.
Yeah, and a knife and hurt you. In Israel,
you
scream way more.
Yeah.
Way more.
Yeah. In Israel,
scream. Yeah.
Actually, no. They're all used to it.
Uh-huh.
I have a different experience here.
Really?
I think in Israel they are more like easygoing people, and they think out of the box. I think there's many good things with Israelis.
Really?
Yeah. Many good things. I mean, here's so many things that you have to what do you call the process here? You have to paperwork and all this stuff. There's so many trees that they have to get rid of the old trees. And the same papers they have to fill up this that. Israelis, okay, what I have to do? Chick chack.
Yeah, exactly.
You can
get it over with.
Get it. Yeah,
get it done.
Yeah, that's why you can bring like 18 children, 17 children. You get moving and you live your life and. I would say, although there's financially they're not doing well as like the Jews that live here.
Yeah.
But I think that it's a good life in terms of that aspect of things that are easygoing and not bothering you and not
Yeah, I mean, I've heard you speak about this in class many times.
Yeah.
I'm sure where you talk about how maybe there's less money in Israel.
Yeah, less money, but there's more.
Substantially less.
Yeah.
But there's also the fact, there is also still the fact that there's so much more life And even if maybe we have a lot of life here, which we definitely do,
Yeah.
but it's a different type of life. It's this, I'm living here for a reason. I'm in this country for a reason. I know why I'm here. I'm not just here just to be in a country. I can go to America, I go to England, I can go to France if I want to be in a nice country. But I'm here because I'm here.
Yeah.
It's very,
Yeah.
very interesting.
Yeah, most people that live in Israel, they probably they can go to other places, but they love the country, they love the place, they love the vibe, atmosphere, everything.
Yeah.
And that's why they stay there. I mean, if you don't really love, I mean, look at the soldiers that they sacrifice their life.
Yeah.
I mean, they love the country. That's incredible.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And this
is something special that you don't experience here.
Mm-hmm.
And people are a bit more spoiled here.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
And in Israel, they learn more. But again, in America, there's also great things.
Yeah, of course.
A lot of great things. We're just highlighting the good things in Israel.
Of course.
But I mean, in the United States also.
Yeah, and the United States is different. It's also I think there's the strengths and the weaknesses of different countries. The U.S. definitely has its strengths.
Yeah.
Obviously, here you can, come to the country, and within a few years you can have an entire family, everything, and you can pay for it all because of how much money you're making, and you can pay for it pretty comfortably. You can get a job in construction, you can get a job elsewhere, and it's a constantly building up country, just as Israel, but in a different way and at much larger scale. Obviously, it's a way bigger country.
Can I add something very
yeah, please do.
important here is that racism in America is way less than Israel,
Really?
and especially in the Orthodox groups. Yeah.
Me and the Haredi.
Yeah, and Haredi groups. Yeah. I mean, Ashkenazim, Sephardim, here it's not a reason, to feel that you're different from a different country. So what if my grandmother was from Casablanca and his grandmother is from Poland? So what? Who cares?
Yeah.
I think America is more focusing on other things and less about the differences between the people. Like in Israel, I guess with my daughters, it will be very difficult to put them in good seminars. It's a different culture, and who talks about the marriage? God forbid, Ashkenazim, Sephardim, it's like completely different groups, right? So that is also something that the people. I think there's many reasons for that in Israel. Actually, I think that the more it's not. Somebody wanted to say that's the reason is because different customs. I don't think that's the reason. No. I mean, the reason is because they educate certain people to think that they are superior, more important. That's a word, superior.
Superior.
Superior, that they feel more important than others. Yeah. And then, okay, if I marry somebody that is from
then I'll be lower.
Not below. Sephardi, for instance, he's below me.
Chas v'shalom.
So, Chas v'shalom. That's why you don't see barely intermarriage. And by the way, with Chabad, it's different. Yeah. With the Dati Lomi, it's also different. I heard a rabbi, Rav Abutbul, that he actually spoke about it a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Somebody asked this question.
Yeah. I've heard about him a lot. Yeah, he's a famous guy. Yeah.
Famous rabbi. Yeah, he's the Ravada's son-in-law.
Really?
Yeah, and he actually said it is many good things with Ashkenazim. They're wonderful, but then this thing is a problematic that they have to improve. Mm-hmm. Okay, and again in America it's different. Yeah. Even the Haredi community. Yeah. It's different.
Yeah, 100%. It's also
that's a good thing. Yeah, it's a very good
100%.
thing.
100%. Yeah.
It's a good, safe environment for children. Yeah. The children don't feel less. Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying to move from Israel. We just mentioned there's great things in Israel.
Of course.
But I'm saying, again, in the United States, there are also wonderful things.
Yeah. Yeah. I think in Israel, there's also this extra thing, which was, you look at pictures from like obviously in the 1940s, there was a mass like exodus, almost of a lot of Iraqi Jews, I believe, because there's the Farhud or something, where all there was Hajj Amin al-Husseini, whatever, that crazy guy who was friends with Hitler, who went to Iraq and created a revolution, and they took over the whole city over the British, by the way, that? It's crazy. Yeah. And then they went and killed a bunch of Jews, and everyone was hiding, and they had to leave. They said, this is not our country. They had their passports taken away. Right. It's crazy stuff. It's also not talking about a lot, which is very interesting, because we're always talking about the Holocaust, which is horrible. But you don't even have to go to Europe to see this horrible anti-Semitism and the reason why we have to have a Jewish state. Yeah. It's very interesting. But you see those, so there's this obviously mass exodus of the 100,000 Iraqi Jews. Right. Right? and also from Iran. Also, the Chabad had a big part in that. We sent a lot of them to America, and then a lot of them went to Israel after. To help them because there was all these children.
Yeah.
Now, the adults stayed. They had to make money, and they still had what to do in the country. This is at the fall of the old Iran.
Right.
This is the Islamic Iran took over after.
Yeah.
And so you see that. It's hard to not go like, I wonder if, so again, back to that. Also, there's a Temani Jews. And so there's a very famous picture of Temani Jews with the long, peyot, and, they got like everything, and they're there, but it's just like a lot of them. And where are they going to stay? This tiny little country. They just created a country. Now they have to go help, 100,000, 200,000, 500,000, whatever it is, Temani Jews, and also other Mizrahi Jews. And this country is completely traumatized. And also these Ashkenazim, they don't know who this guy from Iraq is.
Right. All this is understandable.
Yeah. No, but I'm not
at the very beginning. I'm saying now, 2026.
Yeah.
I don't see why we should have this differences in it.
100%.
I have some ideas, but I'm just saying the result, the fact is that here in America is different.
Yeah.
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 Let's talk about the show maybe.
Okay. So right now, of course. So we're in Etz Ahaim right now. Etz Ahaim is a beautiful show. It's a landmark.
Yeah. Can you show the
show around the whole place?
Later on, yeah.
I'll put a picture up in the video.
We'll
put up a picture of Etz Ahaim. And I don't know how well you can see in the video, but this is beautiful. It's a beautiful place. I've had the privilege to be
so
here.
maybe we should share with the audience where we are located. It's in Highland Park.
08904. Exactly.
You really want to go into details? Tomorrow you got people
230 Denison
knocking on your door.
Exactly.
So it's more Highland Park, New Jersey. It's a beautiful place. It's a great community here.
Yeah.
We have I think 7 or 8 shuls. And we have the only Sephardi shul is Etz Ahaim.
Yep.
There are not many Sephardim here, but it's there's a beautiful mixture here of Ashkenazim and Sephardim. Everyone is
welcome.
Welcome.
Yeah.
The Beit Midrash, the Yeshiva is here in the same building.
Yeah.
And
it's in like a breakaway room. Yeah.
Kind of,
the Yeshiva, yeah.
Let's not use the word breakaway.
Breakaway is not a good.
Yeah. It's you have few rooms here, and people are great. And I think if somebody wants to leave the busy city, leaving New York, Brooklyn, and coming to this place, I think we have a lot of things to offer here. Etz Ahaim,
100%.
Etz
Ahaim's an interesting one because I've learned a little bit about the history. Obviously, so as I said, Etz Ahaim is a landmark in Sephardi American history, not just Sephardi New York history. It's the oldest Sephardi synagogue shul and Beit Knesset, and basically, you had people. What was it, 1920s? Establish this.
This place is 100 years.
Wow.
We are celebrating.
Wow.
We're not sure if we were supposed to celebrate or we are about to celebrate.
That's crazy. Wow.
It's roughly 100 years.
Yeah.
Since this first immigrants moved from Greek, from Salonika, and they built this beautiful place. The first rabbi over here is Nahal, Rabbi Nahal, and it's 100 years.
It's crazy, and
the people are so nice here. They're so wonderful
100%,
people.
100%.
I went to other places, other shows, but I think the people here, again, they're not many.
Yeah.
But the quality is very high here. The people are sweet, generous, nice, love to help, and it's just a wonderful community. And that's why I'm here for so many years. And the previous rabbi, Rabbi Sus, was here for 30 years.
Wow.
When I first came here, I was asking myself, 30 years in one place?
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
But now I understand why. Yeah. And the president, of course, is a wonderful person.
Yeah.
So that's why it's, you want to stay here. You want to stay here. And in general, the community is whatever you need, you get. Whatever you need, you have here. Mikveh, Iruv, there's 7 shows. It's a big community here. Yeah. Highland Park and Edison, it's like combined. It's like one place.
Yeah.
And
it's very interesting. Yeah, it's like you walk around, it's just like so much history. And it's also crazy to think about like how they made this this place like so long ago. I mean,
Yeah.
what was a last?
I think this
large
building is
renovation.
like 60 years ago. It's more
Wow.
than 60. It's
Yeah,
close to
yeah.
70
It says on
years.
the
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And in East Brunswick, I think there was the first 40 years.
Something like that.
and
New
then they
Brunswick,
moved.
East Brunswick. Yeah, East
Yeah,
Brunswick.
New Brunswick. I don't know.
Yeah, one of
Yitzhak,
those.
you know?
New
New
Bruns-
Brunswick.
yeah, New
okay.
Brunswick.
40 years there, and then they moved from
Which
there
is the same
to
thing
here.
as here. New Brunswick,
Yeah.
same thing.
Yeah.
Edison, New Brunswick, kind of part
Yeah.
of the same thing. Yeah. I mean, there's no. It's very interesting because New Brunswick used to have a big Jewish community.
Yeah, and they
Yeah.
all
They all moved,
They all
yeah.
moved here. Yeah.
Which
Most of
one
them.
is it? OE. OE started in.
Yeah, I think Etz Ahaim-both shul was the first one.
Yeah. No, makes sense.
This is
Makes
the
sense.
oldest shul in town.
Really, it makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
100%. Very interesting. I want to go back a little bit, back in time, to when you were growing up in Israel, and you're seeing how Israel's different to the other countries, and you're seeing how just what it's like to have a Israeli childhood, right? The beauties of it, the interesting aspects of it. But also, once you got older, you went to Yeshiva.
Yeah.
What was that experience like being in? I mean, I'm going to assume, and this was an assumption this is with the assumption that you went to a Sephardi.
Yeah, I
yeshivot.
went to
Only.
all the way. I went to all the institutions that I went to.
Yeah.
They were all Sephardi.
So with that assumption, how would you say I mean, this is also again with an assumption that you've seen other yeshivot, the Ashkenazi yeshivot firsthand,
Yeah.
and how they do things, more than just the learning, which is something very interesting that we just covered. But more than that, more the aspects of just the culture, how everyone conduct themselves on a daily basis. How
You
people
mean
do
Israelis
things.
or?
Exactly, and meaning not just Israelis, Sephardi Israelis, and meaning in the Sephardi system. Because I love to hear things like that. What was the real Sephardi difference that you felt like I'm Sephardi? This is the pride.
Look, me personally, I never felt different because I'm half. But when I
Interesting.
went to schools or yeshivot, I learned that they want to be very proud of themselves that
Yeah.
they're Sephardim, and they have a lot to offer. That's the kind of yeshiva that I went to, Be'er Yehuda, and that's the name of the yeshiva. And when I went to this yeshiva, I learned that there's a lot of things that's basically where I learned that there's a lot to offer. I was not aware before. All the stories you open, it's like the Ben Ish Chai that everyone knows, Harav, I know everyone knows about Harav, but not all the rabbis that you never heard before.
Yeah.
It's not really
Yeah.
mentioned, and it's not written. And I mean, of course, there's some Ashkenazis that know about it, but most of them don't really know about it or even open any of their books, like Chikir Lev, Rabbi Yosef Chazan.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe they know who it is, but they don't learn it on a daily basis.
Yeah.
And also, but again, when I went to this yeshiva, I started to learn there's many books. There's a beautiful library of those Sephardi rabbis, and it doesn't end. It's so much. And if you go to other places, like Ashkenazi places, you will not hear about them.
Really.
Yeah. And I think it's chaval. It's
100%.
it's because there's a lot to offer.
Yeah.
And
Deep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rooted
Right.
culture.
And the second thing I think is that Sephardim always want to continue with the tradition of being poskei halacha, meaning teaching halacha, writing books in halacha. This is something, for some reason, very, very important part in the Haredi Sephardi life. That when he gets married, he goes to the kollel, and what do you do in the kollel? You don't just learn Gemara, right? You do an halacha, and then you go to the Rabbanut, Rashit, or you go to other places, and there's exams, and eventually you get the
Of course, yeah, you
certificate, the semicha.
Yeah, I forgot to ask you about that. You did that. I totally forgot.
Yeah,
It's crazy. You did the highest level of smicha, pretty much.
yeah.
That we have today.
Some will argue about this. What we
really?
said now, if it's the highest, but I think it's the highest.
You
Yeah, the
believe
Rabbanut.
so?
The reason why it's the highest because that's the official one.
Mm-hmm.
The Rabbanut Rashit certificate, the smicha from the Rabbanut is that's the real one. I mean, if I want to go to Israel to become a rabbi in a village or something, I can do it,
Mm-hmm.
right? But I assume that other people that go to different institutions also they learn very well. They learn very hard in order to get it. I'm not saying, but I think this one is very official. You cannot play games, you
Yeah.
cannot, no shortcuts,
Yeah. Yeah.
It's very
100%.
difficult exams, and
Yeah.
you have to really learn very, very hard.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very interesting because, so, I mean, the smicha I know is different than that. The smicha I know as a Chabad person is a little different. It's more of like a knowing all your grounds, like everything you need to know, having all your basics, and then
Yeah.
from there, we kind of would get to the place where you kind of do the next thing. You can go and be under a rabbi, a rav of a community, and then learn from him, and then eventually you'll be able to go and become a rav yourself.
Yeah.
So it's interesting because the real smicha, obviously,
Yeah.
right? The real smicha was a whole entire different process passed down from Moshe Rabbeinu. Would you say that Moshe Rabbeinu, that smicha, passed down from Moshe Rabbeinu?
Of course, was different.
Of course.
In our days,
Yeah.
there's a rabbi called Rabbi Yaakov Birav,
Yeah.
the Shulchan Aruch's rabbi.
Yeah.
He trying to renew it,
Mhm.
and it was a very interesting thing about it that it stopped eventually.
Mhm.
But that's a different type of smicha.
Yeah, of
What
course.
we call smicha
No,
is
no, no,
like
of course,
they
yeah.
test you,
Yeah.
and the smicha you're talking about is it's like
No, of course.
like
yeah.
a father, like a rabbi and a student, and and
Passed
his student,
Passed down, yeah.
passed down
Yeah,
to all the students, and then
Yeah.
so that's a different type of
Smicha. No, of
smicha.
course.
But I'm saying,
Yeah, yeah.
when you ask about the Sfaradim, I think
Yeah.
that's one of the things that I can see. That you can go here to the kollel, the great people, the great nechamim, I assume, but they're not really into halacha.
Mhm.
Halacha is like Mishnah Berurah. You open Mishnah Berurah and you learn like the conclusion, the summary of all the opinions.
Mhm.
But we are trying to do it more in an official way, like starting with the Gemara, Beit Yosef, and then getting all the Nosekilim, all the commentators, all the explanations on the Shulchan Aruch, and we also write down all the Tshuvot, and sometimes we can even argue with some opinions if one is in that level. It's it's a different world, especially when you get married.
Mhm. And so talking about also back to smicha, obviously Moshe Rabbeinu was passed down from Moshe Rabbeinu, and that's like one of the greatest things. That's one of the main examples people will say, because obviously Moshe Rabbeinu was at Har Sinai and at the giving of the Torah, and so we see how that was passed down all those years, and that's a great example. There was 3 million people at Har Sinai, and 3 million people were passed down, and they taught their children. I mean, from Moshe Rabbeinu.
600,000 was everyone together.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
And
Man,
it's crazy.
woman, children. Yeah.
And then, obviously, so Moshe Rabbeinu passed down this, and so we can literally say, first of all, we have the people who acknowledge and were there at Har Sinai, and Matan Torah. Yeah. And they were able to pass down this knowledge of seeing it and being there. And so Judaism as a whole is very hard to deny because of that reason alone, as a religion that's lasted
so many
that long.
witnesses. So many witnesses. Yeah.
It's been passed down.
That's what makes us different than other
religions.
religions. The Christianity,
Which
it's based on one person. There's not much witness. Here we have like 600,000 people that witness and see and hear and see the, שומעים את הקולות ואת הברקים, רואים את הקולות, right? So you can see that. It's something fascinating that we can explain. That you can see the sound. I mean, what does it mean?
Yeah.
But I mean, there's a moment of Ma'amad Har Sinai that we all experienced, and we all like our fathers, they saw, and that's why nobody can really deny that.
Yeah.
There's so many witnesses, so nobody can really deny it. I mean, one person can lie, 10 people can lie, but 600,000, that's something.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And so obviously, that was passed down, but what also was passed down through all those years down till today is, and as we say in Shemona Esrei, as we say on Pesach, as we say all the time, go back to Zion, to Zion,
Yeah.
to Yerushalayim.
תחזד עיניהם שלך לציון ברחמים. Yeah.
Yeah. And we say that on a daily basis. We also say on Pesach, next year in Jerusalem. Not meaning to say that we go back to Israel in the way that, in the way you have today, more to say like Mashiach, but still, the Messiah. But still, there's the fact of the Zionist question, I guess you can say, in the Haredi communities and all of the Jewish communities and the world's communities. What is Zionism? What does it mean to us? What does it mean to Jews? What does it mean to Christians? What does it mean to everybody?
We all Zionism. As you mentioned, we always mention Zion.
Yeah.
So we all want to go one day. We want to go back to Eretz Yisrael.
Yeah.
And to build Bet HaMikdash and Mashiach and everything. Of course, we all. If you're asking the question, what is it? How is it different than secular Zionism? So that's a different question. That's your question. How is it?
So yeah, meaning how would you? So you're what you're saying is there's a disconnection between the secular Zionism, the Zionism of Jabotinsky, of Herzl, and the one that we have in like Doron Perez or something, right?
Yeah.
That's a different. Meaning to say that's a different Zionism.
It's a different thing.
Different thing.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's more like they were trying to help the Jewish people, like Herzl said. They're more like to protect them from anti-Semitism, So we have to find them a land to everyone all together to live. So that was a different thing. There was good tensions. There was a good things there. But they didn't really care much about Judaism.
Meaning,
in fact, the opposite. In fact, some will say the opposite.
Yeah.
They wanted to separate Judaism from Zionism.
Yeah.
So that's a different story.
And so, what would you say the other side is? The non-secular Zionism, the religious Zionism.
I think they're wonderful people. They take the good things from Zionism, and they use it. I mean, they're trying to create this bridge between secular Jews and religious Jews, and some of them really know how to do it, and some of them don't know. But for them it's very risky.
Yeah. Because
to train your son to be like in the middle, maybe it's the right thing to do, but ultimately it's very risky, because then he gets to know the secular world too, right? So
gets too comfortable with it.
Yeah, feel comfortable with it, right?
Yeah.
So that's why there's the Haredi movement that says no, we're gonna be all the way to the other side, to be extreme, right? Not to acknowledge Yom Ha'atzmaut, this and that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. To more protect themselves.
Protect themselves, right?
And their children and their.
Like to live in a, what do you call it? Isolated.
In an isolated
place.
Yeah.
To live in an
isolated society.
Society, of course.
Yeah. So if I was, let's say my name was. It doesn't actually matter what my name was. Let's say I'm some kid and I say I want to go to this yeshiva, Midrash David.
Oh, we're going back to the yeshiva now.
Of course.
From Zionism
that's
to Midrash
how it has to go. It's a big circle,
Roundabout, yeah.
Of course. With the yeshiva, let's say I'm a new boy coming to the yeshiva and I'm like, I can learn or I need a little bit of help, but I fit what the yeshiva wants, which is to be true to what you are, and this is something you say all the time. So I'm paraphrasing you. When I say this, but to say what you believe. Don't just read this person says this person says. Read it for yourself. Is this real? Because you can see a tshuva, you can see different things, and are they, do they come from facts?
Yes. So you're touching something very important there.
So let's get sidetracked into that. Actually, I like that, and then we'll go back maybe. Yeah.
The idea is again to be creative.
Yeah.
And not to blindly follow other opinions. That's what I always say here. And that's why I today, for instance, I show you this example from that rabbi. You right? Oh, sorry.
No,
that rabbi
okay.
I guess many people will follow him.
Yeah.
But when you see what he says, it doesn't make sense. So be creative, be a posek, be yourself. Develop your...
Think like a posek.
Start thinking about... I'm not asking you not to be a posek, but think like a posek. And the way to start with that is to open multiple books and to see which one is really your What do you feel comfortable? Not comfortable, but
What do you
who's
subscribe to?
convincing you?
Uh-huh.
Who is convincing you? Right? Like for Kaf HaChaim, Shtabara, Ovadia,
Of course.
like 4 or 5 poskim,
Yeah.
right? So that's what I'm trying to trying to educate you, the group, right?
Yeah.
That's the way I did it, and that's what I'm passing over and giving it to you. I want you to do the same thing, and it cannot be done by itself. You have to work for it. You have to work very hard, put a lot of effort, and that's when you start opening the Gemara and learning every single Rashi. Why does Rashi say that? Why does Rashi doesn't say that? Tosfot in Gemara, and once you get to when you start understanding a Gemara properly, then with halacha you will also develop the same idea, and you have clarity, and that's a gift. I think if the yeshiva here gives a lot of gifts, a lot of presents, but I think one of them is clarity. Eventually, if you stick to what we are doing, and like you learn every day, and I know the truth is a lot of difficult Tosfotim. I have no clarity about them, but generally speaking, I mean, when you understand what you're learning, then you will see that it also affects your understanding in halacha, and eventually, that's the goal, to become a rabbi that knows how to teach halacha and make halachic decisions based on comparing situations, right? You take a story, you take a posek, and you say, hey, how does it apply to my case? Or it doesn't apply to my case. That's what we call ledamot milta lemilta, to compare one thing to another thing. That's one thing that the posek has to have. Without that, cannot continue. The second thing is to know how to be machriya, to know how to get to the conclusion. That's the second tool that a posek needs to have. And that's why afternoon we are focusing a lot of halacha, but we can never neglect Gemara. You cannot just skip the Gemara part and learn, because the Gemara is sharpening your brain and develops your mindset, develops your thinking, how to think, right? So that you have to learn Gemara, and of course Gemara is part of halacha.
Yeah.
And you see in the Gemara itself, they're always looking for the bottom line. Okay, what's the halacha? And then when there is a discussion about something else, all the commentators, Rashi Tosot, okay, how's it relevant to halacha?
Yeah.
And when there is a long discussion about one opinion, we will assume that's the halacha. Why? Because we don't waste our time. The Talmud doesn't waste our time. So if you see that, you ask yourself the same question: why do I want to waste my time? Let's get to the bottom line.
Yeah.
And the way to get to the bottom line is all the books like Gemara, Bet Yosef, and so on. Eventually we'll get there. But that should be the goal. That should be our mission.
So the 3 things. So the first thing was to be able to look at both sides and then judge from that. Meaning you can look at
Both situations.
meaning exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
And then that's the first thing.
Because the
second
Gemara
thing,
was written 2,000 years ago,
Yeah.
so you cannot.
Yeah.
It's not. So you have to always have to compare.
so many interpretations.
And if it does it apply to our generation? And then you open the Shulchan Aruch. Does it apply to us? Doesn't it apply to us? Is it different nowadays? There's so many different things.
Yeah.
You always have to be creative and think about,
And the second thing would be, what was the second thing you said?
machriya.
To
To know, to
conclusive.
be brave enough to say, okay, this is what I think the right thing is to do.
Yeah. So the second thing, to be conclusive,
Yeah.
to be straightforward and sure on what you're saying. Third thing is connected
And
to
to
the
compare,
second thing.
compare it to
That's the
and
first
then,
thing.
Yeah. And the second thing is to be machriya.
To be conclusive, sure on what you're saying. The
No,
third-
it's more like to get to the right conclusion. Like to-
conclusive. Yeah.
Okay.
And then the third thing, what was the third thing? Third thing was
the third thing is to learn.
to think like a posek.
that would be the first thing.
Okay.
I mean, to learn Gemara. That's the don't think if you're posek you can skip everything and you can learn just halacha. No, because Gemara is building your mind, building your chokhmah, developing your wisdom, how to use it for halacha. There's many wisdom out there that people use for this, for that, but you want to develop it for the sake of the most important thing, and that's halacha. As the Gemara Bachot says, "En l'Akadosh Baruch Hu ela 4 amot shel halacha." After the destruction of the temple, Hashem has only 4 cubits of halacha, meaning that's the most important thing. That's what the Gemara says. Halacha.
Yeah. Just how, we learn Musar sometimes. Almost every day, I believe, right? Or every day.
Every morning.
Every morning.
Yeah.
Right before we learn, right?
Yeah.
learn Gemara,
Yeah.
and go on with our day, we learn Musar. How important is Musar, and it's very multifaceted of how important it could be for different people. In what ways is it important for different people?
Musar is very, very important. I mean, I know there is some opinions, some say it in the name of the Chida, that if you're learning Gemara all day, you have to learn Musar, but you can see that it doesn't work. You have to learn Musar. Musar is basically telling you, hey, there's a purpose for what we're doing. Why are we not like others? Why are we going to Yeshiva? Why are we opening the Gemara? Why are we breaking our head to understand what the Gemara says? Why do I need to break my head to understand this text that was written 2,000 years ago? Why can't I just do other things? So Musar is one of the things that help you understand your purpose in this world, and why are you doing what you're doing? Okay, so without Musar, it will be you will get up in the morning, but you won't really understand it, and even if you learn once in a while, that's not enough. You have to learn every day at least 20-25 minutes Musar. We do it 10 minutes in the morning. I'll encourage you also to after we finish the second seder to learn again Musar, because Musar is Yirat Shamayim, is God, fearing God is above and beyond everything, right? Torah is only the key for Yirat Shamayim.
Yeah.
Right? Yirat Shamayim, fearing God, and knowing why you're here in this world, and this is the most important thing. Okay?
Yeah.
And especially if you want to be Kiyam Posek, you cannot be a Posek if a person doesn't have Yirat Shamayim.
Yeah.
Always to think about Hashem. Shiviti Hashem lenagdi tamid. Hashem should always be like opposite you. You should think about him. Okay, this move that I'm doing, is it okay or not okay? I mean, everyone needs to think about it. I need to think about it. When I'm yelling at one of the students, I need to think, okay, is that what Hashem wants? Maybe it's wrong, maybe it's right. Everything you're doing, you should always ask the same question again and again. Is that what Hashem wants me to do or not?
Yeah.
And Musar is the key for this. With Musar, you really remind yourself every day. And you should always remind yourself because...
The discipline.
Discipline, be consistent. Because if not, the Yitzhara will always make you forget your mission.
Mm-hmm. So to end off, I think we're probably at the end of the time. To end off, how do you think what we learn on a daily basis affects our daily lives? Meaning, it's a very easy, in theory, it's very easy to answer, but more the deeper idea of how the way we learn, how does that affect someone in not just their daily life? For they learning on Wednesday, Thursday, they're going to have good. More than that, in 20 years' time, in 10 years' time, more than just Torah, but in general, whatever, they're a lawyer, they're whatever they want to do. Obviously, they should just be a posek. That's the best. But say in the case
I'm a lawyer also. We didn't talk about that.
Of course, we have to. Next time.
You could be a lawyer, you could be a posek, you could be a doctor, you could be whatever you want.
Yeah.
That's one of the mission is to open the Gemara and be able to understand what it says. And on your free time, learn halacha and write down book and write down tshuvot. And that's, of course, people need to make a living.
Yeah.
We're not against it.
Yeah. No, more like, I was saying more like the discipline side, the disciplinary side.
The Torah is basically changing a person entirely. And I don't have to give you any examples, but you can go out the streets and you can see the difference between Ben Torah and not Ben Torah. Okay. You can see a person learning Torah, how it is different, entirely different than other people.
Yeah.
So this is very clear for all of us. And we are better people. I can phrase it in one thing is that you know that somebody is above you and looking at you, and that's Hashem. What's stopping you from being a thief? What's stopping you from Chas Shalom, of course. Yeah. But what's stopping you from all this? Yeah. But you know that there's a gate. Some people have only one gate, and that's the authorities. We have another gate, and that's Hashem.
The moral inside.
Moral inside. Hashem is the inner moral, and that's where Hashem is there. I mean, Hashem is present. Hashem is with us, and He knows what we're doing. That's the Musar, the Halacha, and the Talmud. So whenever you do something, you always Shiviti Hashem and Tamid. If you're working, if you're a lawyer, if you're a doctor, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And this is something that you should also take with us,
Of course.
And like you said, in 20 years, that's the thing. 2 gates,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Of course, we need the authorities, but above and beyond all this is Hashem, because this world is a temporary world, right? We believe that.
Yeah.
We know, we know that in the world to come, that's the main world, right? This is just preparing ourselves for the world to come, and it's wonderful. It's a great feeling. When a person knows that, it's a great feeling because he knows I'm doing the right thing. I'm learning Torah. I could do other things. I could do sports. I can learn this. But no, I'm doing what's right and what's needed and what's obligated. That's what we have to do.
Yeah. 100%. All right. Thank you so much for giving me the
Yosef.
time.
Thank you so much for having me here.
Let's go
Perfect. Great
it's a great
podcast,
podcast.
and I'm looking forward for another one. There's so much. Maybe you can interview other.
Of course, Yitzi's gonna come on too.
He's
gonna come on next time.
I wonder
whether he likes it or not. He's coming anyways, no matter what.
Itzi always has to have something to say. Okay. Thank you, Yosef.
Right, thank you so much.
Okay, Purim Sameach, everyone.
Ken, Purim
Purim
Sameach.
Sameach. Afer לך פירים.
Yeah.
Yeah. אשכנזים ספרדים. ונהפוך הוא.